If you watch my previous, it was a debate that we did, talking to some guy about. Well, we talked to this guy that was from Twitter. I know that's where stupid people exist. TikTok and Twitter seems to be where all the dumb people are. But typical noise talking all this garbage. We give him an opportunity to hang himself in front of the people, as well as having a live discussion with me without the limited characters. And it almost never ends up like they think that it ends up. And it's not just because of the fact that they're stupid, because that's part of it. Yes, that's part of it. Stupid people, yeah, you give them some rope. Sometimes they hang themselves. But it's also with how to deal with them. And if you're familiar with my work, I'm going to repeat a lot of what you've already heard me say, really in some individual videos and segments as well. But I just want to reiterate that, considering that we are fresh off an example. There's a segment that was on episode 164 for Canon's sake. So if you want to go see that, go check it out. Also, the segment where it goes live was posted the day before you're seeing this video. So be sure to, or a couple of days before you're seeing this video. So if you want to backlog and see the actual video feed, you can go check that as well. An individual segment either on the catching a whole show video feed, becoming a member of the YouTube, or where we posted it on YouTube as an individual isolated segment. But in that segment, you'll notice that there was a thing that I would do with this guy, and it's what I advise you to do when you are dealing with a leftist. And that is that you got to understand the culture part of things and where we're at. Definitely in the West. Obviously, we want to make this unique to America, right? We want to make this unique to America. But, they've been able to control, a lot of leftists have been able to control the conversation because, how do I explain this? They've been able to control the conversation by using tactics that obviously require them to be disingenuous, but it doesn't matter because they get to get away with it. Now, I always say that you cannot approach, and what I always say is that you cannot argue someone out of a position that they got to by way of emotion. But part of that is when you're dealing with these types, like we were dealing with as well with the previous segment, and really a lot of different segments that we've done, where we've done live debate and all the monetized you hater stuff, where they exist to accuse you of certain things, and usually they're egregious, and usually there are these terms, buzz terms, that have been demonized or deemed as very bad things. And I think most people would agree. The difference is that they prey on the fact that you see that as a bad thing. So whether it be with them claiming that you're a misogynist, you're a racist, you're a homophobe, transphobe, all of these other buzz terms, which don't mean anything coming from these people, they operate on you understanding that that's a bad thing. And how a lot of right-minded people will approach this conversation is that they are dealing with themselves. And this is the critical error. They obviously do it as well, but this is a critical error that unfortunately a lot of even smart people do. I would say predominantly smart people do this. And they try to project their good intentions, intentions, honesty onto their opposition. And that is a critical error, and you're never going to lose. You're never going to win that. You're always going to lose. They're the pigeon crapping on the chess table. You're always going to lose that battle. You cannot make that mistake. So if you are arguing with yourself or someone like you, yeah, it makes sense to, when they make a claim of something, to immediately go on the defense and try to rid or defend yourself from that particular statement or claim. But that only works when you're dealing with other honest people who would have got to that claim. And usually it's not going to be an egregious one, but they would have got to that claim by way of some sort of reason, some sort of logic. But these leftists, these deranged leftist types that often you go back and forth with on social media, and some of the types that we bring here to monetize, those types, they're different. Because they're operating under the sheer fact that, okay, they have gotten everything it is that they, for the most part, wanted in basically every avenue, be it political, social political, subculture. They've been able to accomplish a lot, guys, by way of being just dishonest and gaslighting, textbook. So they exist to make a claim about you. And they're preying on, again, on your right-minded thinking, and you immediately go to the defense. See, they've won at that point. If you do that, and this is why these culturally inept people who go in and say, oh, we have the best ideas, all we need to do is debate. We shouldn't be making fun of them. And I obviously disagree. I think you should make fun of stupid people who will make an egregious claim about you. See, those terms aren't to be taken lightly. So when someone makes an egregious claim, like calls you a white supremacist or something like that, you already have every right to call them a dumb son of a bitch. Every single right to call them a dumb son of a bitch. You are under no requirement to defend yourself from an egregious claim that operates on a obvious falsehood. None. So, the call ended with him actually hanging up on me, because not even telling me bye or anything, because he was frustrated. The reason being is because it took him a while, but he finally got to the bit where he recognizes that he cannot make a false claim about me without me completely rejecting the premise. Therefore, I won't go on the defense. And that's what he needs me to do. And that's how they operate. They need you to be on the constant defense, because at that point, the conversation has been derailed. This isn't even a dispute or a debate. They've claimed you were something and you're trying to say, well, I'm not this. Look at this, this, and that. Critical error. You've already lost. So when they make a claim like that, I'll just say, you a dumb son of a bitch, but here's the rope. Go hang yourself. Prove it. And they almost can never do that. I'm not going to get on the defense. You called me something. All right, bet. Let's address that. You're a dumb son of a bitch, but go ahead. Hang yourself. And I'm just going to give them the opportunity to. I'm not going to get on the defense from those claims. Why would I do that? See, that would only work if, again, we're dealing with someone who is going, or rather entering this dispute or this debate or conversation with good intentions. Even if we disagree, you can go in with good intentions and, to be honest, even if we disagree wholeheartedly on the subject matter. But these are not the type of guys that we're dealing with. They're making an egregious claim, and in some cases, unfortunately, they are ruining people's lives based upon that. You are under no requirement. This is when I think the conversation kind of changes and the pendulum starts to swing, when people start adopting this as a tactic. Stop trying to defend yourself from egregious claims that operate on sheer falsehoods, and they're obvious falsehoods at that. Like, as in the guy didn't, the low effort, right? To just sit there and call someone a white supremacist, a misogynist. For the most part, those are going to be low effort things. They're going to be low effort. And they're just looking at terms that culturally, and rightfully so, have demonized as bad things. So with that being said, you know that they're just trying to throw crap at the wall and hoping that it sticks, and you allow it to stick when you immediately go on the defense because you think that dishonest hack is like you. But they're not. They don't approach the conversation honestly. So reject the premise. Just reject the premise. It doesn't take much to do it. You just reject the premise. They want you to say, hey, you're a white supremacist. You don't say, well, I'm not a white supremacist. Look at this, this, and that. You say, you're a dumb son of a bitch. For making such a claim, prove it. Give them the rope, they'll hang themselves. You're under no requirement. And this is also a thing. This is why I say you should make fun of them. Again, they got to their position by way of emotion. I would argue that you're more likely to change their mind on this subject matter by making fun of their dumb ass than trying to approach it with all the logic and the reason. You cannot reason them out of that position. They are irrational. They are not reasonable people. Obviously, they're making the egregious claim. They're not reasonable people. So why on earth would you think that you can just approach it with logic and reason? And I get it, you have good intentions, but with logic and reason, when they have got to their position by way of sheer emotion. And you'll often watch them malfunction. I've done this on numerous occasions with this disputes. We watched this guy yesterday. He just completely malfunctions. He's like, and he concedes it. He could not only conceded the 2 points. One was claiming some coonery thing, and then the other was claiming that I was saying something that was based in misogyny, or misogynoir was the term that he liked to use. And he said, and he finally conceded, like at like the 40-minute mark. He was like, "Well, I'm not going to continue because you're just going to reject the premise." You're damn right. You're damn right. Your tactics don't work on me. They don't work. They're not effective. And this is why I always win against them. Like that one chick, she calls me transphobic. I don't even remember what the actual topic of the conversation, but I stuck there. I stuck to the topic of the conversation. And she says, "Well, you're not going to address these claims of transphobia." I said, "No. I'm under no requirement to try to defend myself from a dumbass claim." And then she blocked me. You're watching in live action, they just malfunction. They have no idea what to do because it's pre-programmed into them that you go on the defense, and they're banking on that, man. So don't give them that. Don't give them that. It's not necessary. So I will repeat again, reject the premise. And remember, when you're dealing with these types, it's not like that when you're dealing with, there's like 2 or 3 people that may be on the left, maybe it's 2 or 3 that are, they may got led astray, but they at least got to their position by way of some sort of connecting the dots, being honest and logical. Those types, yeah, you can be honest with them and you can go into it like they're, kind of like you right-minded thinking. But these other types that are making these claims are not like that. So reject the premise and remember that you never, ever have to. You're not obligated. This is not court. You are not obligated to defend yourself from such an egregious claim that operates upon a complete falsehood. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.